Hello there, new Pokemon trainers. You didn't click this video because you wanted to be the best. You clicked this video because you wanted to be the very best. Like no one ever was. Okay, yeah. So Pokemon Go is now out in a lot of countries, UK, Ireland, and Germany included, which is great because for the last 2 weeks I kind of got a head start on everyone playing with my American iTunes account, which is okay because to be fair, I was in America last week, so it wasn't like I was technically cheating. But because I got a head start in this game, I mostly figured out all the tips and tricks to getting you to be better than your friends, which is the only reason we're really playing this, right? Like it's not actually to catch them all or to be better than everyone. It's just to be better than those people that you know, just at least if I'm better than these people, I'm happy with myself in the game. So yeah, let's get started. The thing I really love about this game is that it doesn't really help you out. The user experience is very much like plopping you on the ground and going, have fun. Go catch Pokemon. It doesn't teach you anything. You just kind of have to find out for yourself, or when you meet people at Pokestops, they give you little tips and tricks. And I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get down to the basics. So the game starts and you have to pick your starter Pokemon. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but you do not have to choose Charmander, Squirtle, or Bulbasaur. There is a secret trick where once those three appear on screen, you physically have to walk away. Then those three will appear on screen in the next place you are, you physically walk away again, and after the third time, a Pikachu will appear for you to catch. Now, a lot of people will complain saying, I have to walk around? What is this about? Oh, believe me, that is just the start. Now, the area in which you live or play the game definitely affects your user experience. Do you live in a rural or suburban area? I've got bad news for you. You're not gonna have as much fun as people that live in the city. It's just that cities have lots more Pokestops, gyms, and overall stuff to do in the game. Kind of like real life. So like I said, in the game there are two types of buildings you can interact with, Pokestops and gyms. Now you don't have to worry about gyms until you're at least level 5, so we'll get to that a bit later, but when it comes to Pokestops, if you pass one, just click it and spin the wheel around. It's worth it, you get 50 experience, and you get some free lag. Free lag? That, if the servers are bad, I mean, free swag. So yeah, tap every Pokestop you get to, spin the circle, and get some free stuff. And just so you know, the most important aspect of this game in terms of getting better is your player level. So all you should be wanting to do early on in the game is get as much experience as possible and raise that level as high as you can. Now, the world around you is surrounded by wild Pokemon, which you can catch, which give you 100 experience each, or more, depending on how good you are at throwing Pokeballs. Are you bad at throwing Pokeballs? Because I do know some tips that'll make you go from saying hip no to hip yes. Pidgey, oat to no! Pidgey, I tried my best. So the easiest way to catch Pokemon is to make sure that the Pokeball you throw goes within the shrinking circle. The color of the circle depends on how difficult the Pokemon is to catch. If it's green, it's going to be easy, yellow, a bit harder, orangey red, good luck. Now the easiest way I found to catch Pokemon is to turn off AR, so you're no longer getting the fun experience of seeing the Pokemon in your real world, but, I mean, if you're just in it for the experience and you're just in it to level up, who needs the fun? Okay, we're here to win. And so turn that off and you're just going to get a green environment. Swipe up with your forefinger very simply and make sure that you get it within the shrinking circle when it's at its largest. Very easy to do. You get an extra 10 points for being nice. Or, like me, this is the one I usually go for, wait till it shrinks a bit more and you get 50 points for getting it in that circle. Or if you're really good, wait till it gets very small, then you get an extra 100 experience for getting an excellent in a very small ring. Or if you can't be asked to do any of that, just spin the ball in its place and throw it and get a curveball bonus of 10 experience. Now, I found it much easier to get the nice and the great, so it's whatever you prefer, really. Once you get to level 8, you unlock raspberries, which you can feed to a Pokemon, which makes them easier to catch. Don't go stingy on them, you get too many of them. I seriously think I have 70 still, and I use them every single time a wild Pokemon comes up. And then you also unlock Great Balls at level 12, and then Ultra Balls at level 20, which make it easier and easier to catch Pokemon, but still incredibly difficult. There was a wild Hypno by the pier I was at yesterday. I had an Ultra Ball on it, I had a Raspberry on it, and I got a Great in the ring. Still ran away. So at this point, you're mostly set. You let the Pokeball shake 3 times, or wait for the inevitable server crash, when the Pokeball either stays really small in the distance, or zooms up really close and you just have to wait. Now, when the server crashes in this instance, what I like to do is count to 20, which also helps my anger issues, but mostly is good because if it's been caught, you've caught it, regardless of if the server's crashed or not. If it's not, all you have to do is close the app, reopen the app, and you'll see the Pokemon is still there. If it's not there, maybe it's in your inventory, maybe you've got it yourself. Good job. You beat the server. Are you running out of Pokeballs or items? I've got a good tip for you. Hop on the bus or get an Uber somewhere. You can literally get every stop on the way. It's a huge bonus, and if the car or bus is going really slowly, you also build up your walking distance. Now, if you're looking for a certain Pokemon, you look into your bottom right corner and you notice it's there. If you select it, you can track it. The number of footprints next to it is how far away it is, roughly. If you face the right direction to walking towards it, it will pulse in the bottom right corner, so that is how you can track this Pokemon of your dreams. But I've mostly been too lazy for that. I'm like, if it comes to me, it comes to me. I let the Pokemon come to me, okay? I'm chilling out here in my house. You come in my bedroom, I catch you. You don't, I don't catch you. Now, you might notice that some Pokestops have pink flowers raining from them. That's because someone has recently put a lure on that Pokestop, which will attract a lot of wild Pokemon to that area, and coincidentally also lots of trainers like yourself. Now, if you use an incense, it means that wild Pokemon will be attracted just to you, and none of your friends that you're playing with can actually see them. So if you're like, oh my gosh, guys, I found a Dragonite. I mean, they're not going to like you that much because you used an incense and you're the only one that can see that. But I think the fact that there are lures in this game is one of my favorite parts of the game in general. The fact that just by seeing one on the map means everyone in the area that's playing the game is going to want to go there and see what's going on. And then you'll have huge groups of people playing. When I was playing in Hyde Park with a couple friends, we saw one, we're walking towards it, and then ended up finding a wild Snorlax, started freaking out. Everyone was trying to catch it. I caught one, but my friend Ray Roberts, the one who originally found it, his server crashed and he didn't catch the Snorlax. Story of my life. You've had a lot of fun, you've caught a lot of Pokemon, you're past level 5, you think you're ready to take on some gyms in your town. Well, before that, you've got to choose a team. And that is one of the most important parts of this entire game because you cannot change your team once you pick it. This is your decision right now, forever. Now, my biggest piece of advice for picking a team is just pick the team that most of your friends are on. I think you might have more fun that way. Or do what I did when none of my friends are playing the game yet. I just read what each team represented and I picked the one that made the most sense to me, which of course was Mystic. Mystic is the best team, obviously. Or if you feel like you just make decisions without even thinking, you can go with Instinct, as most of the people who picked Instinct would probably agree. Yeah, you're right, I just picked it, I made a mistake, no one's even on Instinct. Or you can pick Valor, if you just want to be hated by everyone. Now be ready with team-related insults when people on other teams come up to you, such as Mystic, more like Miss Dick, Instinct, more like you stink, Valor, I actually don't have a good one for Valor, so if you have any, please leave them below. I need to use some. So now that you've picked a team, you want to fight some gyms. I don't really recommend it, not really. You're not going to have a good enough Pokemon to stay in a gym for that long. Unless you have something over level 1000, it's not really going to work out. That being said, it is really easy to take a gym rather than defend it. Like, you really have the odds against you if you're defending it. So who knows, maybe your 6 level 80 Pidgeys can take that gym with a Gyarados in it. But if you want to take this seriously and you want to level up more, here comes the meat of the video. That delicious, delicious Tauros meat. It's not vegan. The combat level of Pokemon you find in the wild is 100% contingent on your player level. So if your player level is low, you will not find many good Pokemon. And because of that, I highly recommend you do not waste your Stardust at an early level. Do not try leveling up things because you will spend a lot on your beloved Charmander only to find out you can literally find wild ones way stronger than it in the wild. And what's funny about this game is it takes a complete moral 180 to every other Pokemon game where you're supposed to take a Pokemon from like when you first find it, love it, nurture it, get it to be really strong. In this one, it's, oh, I found a stronger one. Time to grind this one up for candy. Basically, everyone playing this game is on Team Rocket. In terms of evolving Pokemon, once you get enough candy, you may be tempted to evolve everything in your inventory. I'm going to actually recommend you don't do that, at least until you get to level 9. Once you get to level 9, you unlock an item called a Lucky Egg, which doubles all the experience you get for 30 minutes. So one of the best strategies I can give you for increasing your player level very fast is to keep all the Pokemon you can evolve and don't evolve them until you have about 20 to 25 of them, maybe more if you're that patient, and then use your Lucky Egg. And then go crazy. Just by evolving these Pokemon, you will get 1000 XP. That's insane. 25 of these is 25,000 experience. Here's a list of Pokemon that I waited and evolved all at once. And by that point, I gained a huge ton of experience. I went up 2 levels just by doing this. That's basically how you're going to get better than your friends. Save your evolutions, go crazy evolving Pidgeys into Pidgeotos. That's a big strategy, by the way. Why would you waste going from Pidgeotto to Pidgeot, which is 4 times as much candy, when it's the same amount of experience? If you're in it for increasing your player level, do not evolve anything into its 3rd generation unless you're in that for battling gyms. If you're in it for XP, just evolve lots of Pidgeys into lots of Pidgeotos and lots of Rattatas into lots of Raticates. So now that your play level's super high and you've got some super strong Pokemon, it's now time to take on some gyms. Now, like I said, it is much easier to take a gym than hold it, but one of my best strategies for collecting the payout of 10 coins and 500 Stardust per gym is not actually to attack enemy gyms, but to just find a friendly gym that's my color of Mystic and just train there until I can add my own really strong one in. Why? Because we all know that when someone takes your gym, you're pissed, okay? One time I took a church, I walked about 1 minute down the street and saw someone had taken it back, so I just ran back there and took it back. Like, that's the thing. If you take someone else's gym, they're going to come get you. Whereas if you take your own gym, I mean, people are going to be less likely to be angry about it. That's just my strategy. It is fun taking down really huge gyms with one Pokemon. That is really fun to do. But like I said, if you're in it for the coins and the Stardust, I try and play it a bit safer. Find a strong gym, make it a bit stronger. Now, there are multiple strategies for battling at gyms. You can just tap incredibly quickly on your Pokemon until you win, or you can tap quickly until you see you've charged up your secondary attack, which may or may not be better to use. It does take a long time to charge. Personally, I barely use it except for maybe the last attack to take out a lot of health from the enemy. Or sometimes, if I want to play strategically against a Hypno, if I feel like I can beat all the Pokemon in the gym with one Pokemon, I will actually dodge. If you didn't know this at a gym, you can swipe right, you can swipe left, and you can dodge attacks. It's actually pretty useful. At one point, I dodged every single attack a Hypno threw at me. Hypno is very readable, so if you're going up against one at a gym, take your time with it. One last thing you need to know about Pokemon Go is eggs. And this is the reason that even if you can find a lot of Pokemon in your room, you're not going to get the full experience of the game because you need to go out and walk in order to hatch your eggs. There are 2-kilometer eggs, 5-kilometer eggs, and 10-kilometer eggs, which, as you can guess, need you to walk those certain distances in order to hatch the eggs, or get a very slow Uber. If you're in a car, it will detect that you're going a bit too fast, so mostly you can walk, you can run, you can hatch these eggs any way you want, and if you're going out with friends playing this game, I mean, you're walking a lot anyway, it's fun. Personally, I try and hatch the 5s and the 10s first, because those are going to be the rarer Pokemon, whereas the 2s always end up giving me something bad. I ended up getting a Rattata and a Zubat the other day. Great. So hopefully if you followed my tips, you should get to level 20 within 2 days, and you should be having a lot of fun playing this game. As much fun as I'm having taking all the gyms in my area. Team Mystic forever! Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did like it, please hit the like button below, and you can subscribe because I make new videos every Sunday. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye. If you're already pretty far into the game and you just, man, I speak so fast. What is this? How is this a thumbnail? I'm just jazz hands.